Hey guys, it's Matt. Basically, GamersCast recently partnered up with Nintendo Radio Podcast. So every now and then we'll be doing joint podcasts where one of the GamersCast people will be on their show and one of their people will be on our show. And we're doing a thing. So basically, this is starting off with me going on to Nintendo Radio. This is episode 83 of their podcast. So yeah, and that's going to start right now. So enjoy. We're doing the video version just like I do for my GamersCast episodes. He's not stopping me. So yeah, enjoy, guys. Wait, this is episode 83, right?
Yep, episode 83.
Episode 83. Oh. Hold on. Let me move this closer so I can hear you in the camera. I'm picking you up right now. Alright, talk.
Okay, so we ready?
Yep, we're ready.
On today's episode,
wait,
we have a special...
I didn't do a countdown yet, man.
Alright.
Alright, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On today's episode, we have a special guest, inklings of a sequel to the gun-toting samurai game, and King DDD drunkenly dancing, here on Nintendo Radio.
Woo!
Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Diogen Z, and Ryan's not here today, but I have a substitute for him, and his name is Matt from GamersCast Podcast. Why don't you come on out, Matt? Tell yourself, or reveal yourself to my Nintendo Radio. Hi. That's it? You've been pestering me for all this time to come on my podcast to say hi.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I want to say. Alright, see you guys.
Well, he'll be back. He's going to be doing some ranting. Yeah, he never... But he's going to be doing some ranting on Nintendo. We have some poor customer service going on.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
So we're going to have to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, that wasn't fun at all.
Yeah, but that'll come later on in the podcast. So first off, let's talk about what we've been doing. I have been studying really hard for my AP Psych exam, which is next week. Not excited for that. I wish it would be like on Monday, but I have to wait till Friday. So that means I have to stay after school on Friday, which is just bullshit.
Oh yeah, you can curse on this show.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
what,
right.
you can't curse on your show?
No, my show's kids friendly.
Oh, well, we have kids listening, but we tell them to harden the fuck up.
Sweet. Fucking awesome. Let's do it.
Exactly. So, other than studying, I've been working on Arathean Nights. I'm sure you know about that game, right?
Oh, right, that game thing.
Yeah. Well, TSA project.
Right, Shane's thing, right.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The game.
Boy for this, right?
He didn't even tell me the title. He's just like, it's the game.
It's the game.
I've never heard that. You know more about it than I do, so.
Yeah, well, that's why we don't appoint him to marketing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, let me give you a little rundown since you don't know what it's about. It's an RPG. You have to fight three main bosses. I don't want to give too much of the story, but because we are going to be selling this game within a few weeks, actually. So
Sweet.
you guys will be able to purchase it and totally give us your reviews. Because I don't think it would be legal for me to do a review of my own game. Because then I'd be like,
don't worry, I will review it and I will give it a nice big 3 out of 10. Don't you worry.
Yes, this is what I want. Awesome. And other than that, I was doing some music for the music production on TSA because I signed up for that at the last minute. So I'm doing that now too.
I was doing that at States, but then my partner bailed out on me, so I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just doing it by myself, so I don't have to worry about any partners to keep track of.
Yeah, my listeners are probably so confused right now when I put this up.
It's okay. Maybe you could put a little blurb there, like what TSA is. Technology Student Association.
Or
right?
I'll just cut this whole part out, just for the hell of it.
Okay, so what have you been doing?
I have been very behind on my podcast and have been playing Xbox because I have one now.
You lucky bastard, you. I don't have an Xbox.
Yeah, but you're Nintendo Radio, so we're not allowed to talk about that. We're not allowed to talk about how awesome Fallout is, or how game expansions or anything are awesome, or game demos, real ones.
Yeah. You want game demos?
Yes. Most of which I actually don't play demos that much, but whatever.
So that's it?
Yeah. I think I should tell people, just so they know I'm not out of place, that, like, when we started our podcast, we basically wanted everything there, so it was, like, basically Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony, all three we were going to cover, and my idea to do this was to have a round table going where one guy specialized in Nintendo, one in Microsoft, and one in Sony. I was supposed to be the Nintendo guy, so I basically knew what I was talking about, but then what ended up happening is the Sony guy couldn't take it anymore, the Microsoft guy ended up buying all three systems, and the other guy we've never heard from again. So now we're basically just everything on our podcast, and it's just a brawl. Yeah, so that's a little backstory on that. Yeah. So, what's new on the Nintendo podcast agenda?
Hello, did you answer my question? I said, did you cover PSP?
PSP? We have a very bad history of PSP once. Oh my god. See, we did decide to do a live podcast once. And we were doing it for the best games of, it was 07. So we were doing best games of 2007, and I was like, alright guys, time for the next best PSP game of 2007. And then every single live listener left. Every single one.
Wow.
So we don't even mention the PSP at all. Ever. Again. Since that moment.
That's pretty impressive, though, because I've heard you mention the iPhone a few times.
The iPhone? Yep. Yep, we review iPhone games now. Fun. We were trying to get an app going, but nobody knows how to code, so that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah, kind of hard to get an app when you don't know how to make one.
Yeah, it's just a small, it's a tiny little dilemma. Nothing big.
Yeah, so that's all we've been doing this week. So let's keep this show on the road and move on to Website of the Week.
Woo!
For this week, we have the Boomblocks Bash Party. They released an official website, so I'm going to put the link up in the show notes for you guys to see. It's pretty cool. You can check out some of the different areas that they have. They have the underwater one, which we all know about. They have space, which we've seen from the video. They have this area called Showtime. And I guess it's like on a performing stage with like the red curtain and everything. So it's going to be very interesting to see some more demo videos as they come out of like how all these different stages are going to interact with the different blocks. Because all they have right now is 2 demo videos, but I'm sure that they'll load some more up.
See, this is what I like about your podcast. You're modest enough to have a website of the week. If we did that on my show, it'd be like, website of the week, GamersCastPodcast.com. Again. Every single week, I would do that, because I'm just that much of a bastard.
What's the point of a website of the week? Like, if they're already
Shameless promotion.
No. If they're listening to this podcast, we don't need to promote ourselves more. So that means they know the website, so now we're giving them more information to go find other
Then they'll
websites.
leave and stay at the other websites. I'm just that insecure.
Not you. Well, have you ever played Boomblocks?
Negative.
You are horrible. Why did I put you on this podcast?
No, I can go ahead and steal it if you want, and play it for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, alright, well, with Boomblocks, it's kind of hard to say, because, like, basically the whole game is you throw balls at blocks, and you make things go boom.
Oh, that sounds like that other game. Whatchamacallit? What was it? Super Power Glove, remember that? Original Nintendo? That description you gave me sounds exactly like that. Remember the Power Glove?
The retro good old days. So let's move on to Virtual Console Mondays, or actually Download Mondays.
The Nintendo Download.
Yeah, Nintendo Download, because now they don't have Nintendo cards, or Nintendo Wii cards, they have Nintendo cards for download points.
Yeah, it's not the weekly update, it's the Nintendo Download. Huh.
Yep. So let's jump into it with the first DSi game coming out this week. We have Clubhouse Games Express Card Classics, 500 points, and basically this will substitute for a pack of playing cards. So it's up to you. If you have friends who like to play cards and you have DSs instead of cards, get it, because you only need one person to buy the game, and then you just need other people with a DSi. I'm not sure though if you could transmit your single card to DSs. I imagine not, but it's possible.
I don't see why not. I mean, the software is pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that the software is the same. You gotta look at Nintendo's marketing strategy. I thought it was funny last week they just released the lime green DS, but not DSi.
I saw that.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I think it would actually be a good marketing strategy to allow download for all DSs. I mean, if you think about it, they can only play that game on DSi. If they enjoy the game, they'll be more inclined to purchase a DSi.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but as I've seen with Nintendo before, they like their things very hard to deal with.
Yeah, but that's like saying, if you play a game on DSi, you can't play it on the original DS. I mean, on DS Lite, you can't play it with an original DS. I don't see the logic behind limiting it to just DSi. That's just...
Yeah, I know, it's stupid, but the idea is that
it's even more retarded than the system itself.
DSi, really all it has going for it right now, besides the camera and all that other gimmicky stuff, is the DSi download channel. So I'm not sure. I'll have to not get a DSi, but find somebody who has one, tell them to get this game, and then see if they could transmit.
They don't even have a demo at GameStop of the DSi. They just leave up the lights. That's how much I love this.
But, yeah, that's how much faith they have in the DSi.
I know, really. I mean, you can basically tell how the gaming industry is going just from walking into GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
I walked into GameStop on, March 9th of last year. Everywhere you look, it's like, brawl, 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 everywhere. You walk in, now it's just DSi, and pre-order Assassin's Creed 2. It's more mixed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You get more of a flow that way.
Yeah, it's good. Gaming markets are kind of opening up.
Yep.
So, the next DSi game on the list is 200 points, and it's 400 points because it's not worth it. It's Paper Airplane Chase. What you are is a paper airplane, and you're kind of falling through the DS screens, and you got to dodge obstacles. It's kind of pointless.
That's
you
not
can play.
Wait.
You can do multiplayer though.
Wait. So are you gliding or just falling?
Well, technically you're gliding, but you're only going down. You can't glide down and then glide up. You can only go down.
That sounds surprisingly similar to a Mario Party minigame.
Huh. Yeah, well, it's 200 points, but it's not worth it.
For a Mario Party minigame in disguise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, moving on from DSi to WiiWare, we actually have a pretty good game. This week's WiiWare game is Kokoto Platform Jumper. And it's 700 points, it's a platformer, and basically your Kokoto, it's little imp form guy, and you're jumping in a circle around these platforms. And you have to dodge and fight enemies and get to the top to fight bosses. I forget what the number of levels are, but it's pretty immense. So it'll keep you busy for a while. The main point in the game is to beat this thunder god and steal his thunder, as it so humorously puts on the advertisement.
Wait,
so
that's Prometheus, right?
Maybe.
I think no, wait, he stole fire. So who stole thunder? Huh.
Kokoto obviously.
Aha! It was Coca-Cola. Go on.
Yep, so this is a pretty worthwhile WiiWare game. I suggest to pick it up. It's only 700 points, not bad for some excellent platforming action. Next up, the Virtual Console games, we have Nobunaga's Ambition. I don't know if I said that right. So, Nobunaga's Ambition is 800 points. It's a turn-based strategy game. And I'll be honest with you guys, I never played it before. It could be good, it could be bad. I don't know.
It could be good. It could be bad.
And it's 800 points.
The world will never know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. That was it for the download thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say something. Can I say something? Ooh,
what?
Pick me.
What?
Alright. I just want to say something. Like, this is a bit off topic, but not really. On the Xbox Live Marketplace this week, they released Banjo-Tooie. For 1,200 Microsoft points, which is $15. But it's amazing because in the game, when you turn it on, it's basically an emulation of the Nintendo 64 version of the game. But when you're playing it, there were so many references to Nintendo in the game. It looked like they tried so hard to get them all out, but they couldn't get all of them out. It's just funny how many of them made it through. I mean, they thought, like, for something, like, you know in the beginning how the N64 logo walked up on the screen and it's jumping around, and they just were like, you know what, there's just going to be no logo, it's just going to be a sky, for one thing. So you're staring at a sky for about 5 seconds, and then instead of it saying Rareware, it just says Rare, with the new logo. Fun. Then you start up the game. Remember how you chose multiplayer?
Yeah.
With the Nintendo 64 thing? That's still there. And it still says Nintendo 64 on it.
That's great.
There were so many throw-offs to Nintendo in this, it's not even funny. But you can tell they were trying so hard to get rid of them.
Huh, that's funny.
I just found that entertaining.
Yeah, that proves you cannot kill Nintendo.
Entirely. You can pretty much, you can kill them almost entirely. Like I've said before. But not entirely.
Right.
Yeah.
So, speaking about killing Nintendo, you have a lovely rant that you prepared for us.
Oh yeah, that's next in the list.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. But
you know, the idea of having show notes is not exactly to tell everybody the list. We're going down a list. But just a reference point for you.
Wow, there's a list. Wow. Only thing is, on my podcast, I'm the only one with the notes, so they have no idea what's going on. It's just absolute madness, and I love it. So, yeah, but if you do have an Xbox, I would highly recommend picking that up because they enhance the graphics of the game and there's no drop frames or anything. But, for my rant, yeah, basically, everyone, like, when do you think, personally, that Nintendo jumped the shark and everything's been going downhill?
When?
What
Not
event?
exactly sure. But as soon as they started with the casual gamer shit, I thought they were done.
Exactly. That is when it happened. But if I did a bit of research on this, like I've told you about archives.org, right? The site that lets you look at the internet in the past.
Yep.
So I was going around that site, and I was like, you know what, let's look at Nintendo back in 2001. So I went to Nintendo.com in 2001. Time travel. So then I go to that site, and I see Spaceworld 2001, and I was like, oh yeah, that's nifty. I didn't know they had that site on there because I was looking for it. So I clicked the link, I'm looking at the site, and I noticed something. Remember, this was back when the GameCube was called the Dolphin. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's how long ago this was. So it's like, Codename Dolphin coming soon. And it had all these games on here, like Animal Crossing, and I was saying all these games. But then it was like, take a look at the new controller. I look at it. The controller that they had there looked similar, but not entirely the same as the controller we have now. There was one, the buttons were normally sized. They were like normal size button. You know how the A button pretty much dominates the whole thing? It was a normal size, and I was like, that's pretty weird. So I started looking up stuff, and at the Game Developers Conference in 2007, Miyamoto was talking about his inspirations making the Wii Remote, and he was talking about game controllers, and he said the reason they made the A button bigger was to start appealing to casual gamers. That is when they jumped the shark, right after Spaceworld, because that is when they made that step, we're going to start going casual, but they already got so far into Dolphin that they were already committed to making it what it was, which is probably why it got third place, because they were partly thinking, we've got to go casual, but the other part is like, no, but we still got to stick to our roots, and then they got this mix of games where we had some good, some kiddie, and then we ended up getting third place in that thing out of 3 systems. Well, unless you include the Dreamcast, but that
doesn't count.
Ran over a bit, because that ended in what, 02?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, so, basically that is when I think they truly jumped the shark, because that's when they started appealing to that. And then, for the Wii, they were like, we're committed to going all casual gamers and appealing new gamers. And then that's when it just started going all downhill. And now you have these games that are super easy to pick up, and Nintendo said they're working to get non-gamers into becoming hardcore gamers. But the thing is, once they get these people to hardcore gamers, they'll start being pissed at Nintendo for getting them to that point and giving them nothing to play.
Right. So, what do you think is going to be at E3? Because there's a lot of speculation that this is the shift that we're going to see where Nintendo gives these new players like true Nintendo games.
Right. E3, I personally think, could be Nintendo's last stand for hardcore gamers, at least. I mean, if you think about it, they're in first place now in sales. But after, my entire life, I've never bought a single non-Nintendo system until I got my Xbox 360. So, now that that world has been opened up to me, it was like such an epiphany that it's like so different now. And you know what I'm saying? It's like Nintendo can't die because of all the money they've made off the casual thing. But the thing is, if the Wii wins, the rest of the companies are going to start going casual as well, and the hardcore people are going to be left out, and we're going to have absolutely nothing to play over the next few generations, and Nintendo might end up dying out and end up being a third-party developer for all we know. So this E3 is really just crucial to seeing how the future's going to play out.
Yeah, well, I was actually surprised that we're going to get another E3. Like, I thought they would just drop it for maybe PAX or something else. But I think that it's Nintendo's duty at this point. Like, they reply to people's, they reply to their perceptions and their kind of dispositions, because if Nintendo sees that people are getting upset about all this casual stuff, then they're going to have to change it.
No.
Unfortunately, I looked at sales data for Mad World, and that was a great game, but like not a lot of people bought it. Did you buy it?
No, my friend's been trying to convince me to get it, but...
You asshole, buy it.
But, no. Oh, what was I going to say? It was important. Go on, I'll think of it.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, so, like, the Conduit I have a lot of hope for.
That is going to be sweet.
Yeah, that is going to be sweet.
That better be sweet.
I know what the naysayers are going to say. Like, oh, it's just an average shooter. If this was on 360 or something, or PS3, it wouldn't even hold its weight. And that may be true, but now we're seeing we getting hardcore titles using online, using We Speak, and that's just fantastic. We need to reinforce these kind of games, because it's our response that Nintendo looks at and dictates what it does.
No, the thing is, we had a big discussion about this on our show. On the last episode of GamersCast, that was episode 32. Episode 32. We were talking about this, and you were saying how they'll start fulfilling demands if they see the gamers are concerned. But honestly, we were talking about this in our episode, and we just came to the conclusion that they're completely oblivious to everything going on. I mean, I basically said to them, alright, Nintendo's giving such stock answers in their interviews. It's like, alright, pretend I'm a Nintendo executive and ask me anything. And they were like, well, my friend made this wise-ass comment about the Zelda timeline, but then the other kid on the show was talking, and he was saying, why haven't you given out hardcore titles? And I basically re-delivered like the stock Nintendo answer that they give every time, And it's just getting really annoying because they think they're appealing to us. They think so because they keep going on over and over. It's like, oh, we gave you Animal Crossing. Isn't that all you wanted? Oh, Mario Kart's only a year old. Brawl's only a year old. Mario Galaxy just came out. And they keep saying all this stuff in the past, but that's not going to hold up very long because we've been having this really long gaming drought and nothing's been going on at all. And it's just ridiculous.
Now, like, I gotta also specify that when they think that they're satisfying us, they're looking at the Wii Games sale data. Like, they don't go out and poll people like, did you like this game? Did you like that? Like, I forget what channel. I forget what channel it is.
Nintendo
it's like
channel.
a subsection on the Nintendo
channel.
Yeah, the Nintendo channel basically. That you get to rate your games. I doubt that they look at that. I think that's just something pointless to make you think that you have some say in the way that they design games.
They have like pie charts
honestly,
of everyone's
yeah, exactly. I honestly believe that they're just looking at the sales data. When they see that Wii Play is at the top, they're not even thinking about, oh, well, you know what, we included a free controller in there, gave them this shit game just so they would buy it. They don't even think that. They're like, oh, Wii Play's doing really well, let's replicate this and mass produce it for everybody.
No, I think they're just basically, they know bundles are working now. That's what Wii Play was, a bundle. And that's why you had the Wii Zapper. That's why you had the Wii Zapper. That's why you had the Wii bundled in there. That's why you had everything going on. And it's just been complete.
And we're going to get Wii Sports Resort with the Wii Motion Plus, I'm sure.
I just call that Wii Sports 2, to be honest. That's a stupid title, but...
Yeah. So, also, I wanted you to mention how customer service treated you.
That was not fun at all.
Give him a little backstory about that.
Hold on, first I gotta get my dad off the camera because he's zooming in on my face and it's being annoying. We're good. Anyway, what basically happened was I've always had a... Dad, stop it! I've always had a... Don't worry, you'll be able to see this. There's a video version. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, there is a video version. YouTube.com/GamersCast. But... GamersCast. But, yeah, so, consumer support, that was not a fun experience at all. Like, Nintendo, wouldn't you agree they always have the best consumer support, period?
I wouldn't say that, just because I haven't really dealt with their support. The only thing I've had to deal with was when my Wi-Fi for Wii wasn't working, and my DS Wi-Fi wasn't working, and they got it running, so... My experience was positive, but yours was the antithesis of that.
Yeah, basically, what happened was, I've always had great customer support experiences with Nintendo. I mean, back in the day, if you asked Nintendo the stupidest question ever, the absolute stupidest question, they would still type up their customized response, nothing stock, and they'd mail it to you as a letter. And be all formal about it, and it was great they were able to do this with everyone. And then you had the customer support. You've never had any problems with them. They would actually call you back. They'd give you something who actually knew what they were talking about, not some person in India like the other experience I had with Microsoft support, Xbox support. And then they just completely killed it. I mean, I have claimed my DS warranty countless times, and they were fine about it. They keep resending it. This time, I get it back, fresh from repair. You can see the video on the YouTube channel where I take it out of the box. The top screen of the DS pops out. And I'm like, this isn't good. Now I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, they must not have sealed it right. Or it must have popped out during the repair or something. Because obviously it wasn't like that before. They should be held responsible, right? That's your insight. But, so, I think...
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got, IM'd by Shane. Yeah, I don't know how they broke your screen. Like, they must have taken off the whole white coating of it to replace the touch screen. But, you're about to say is ridiculous that they won't comply with you even though they broke it.
So then I call them up and I'm telling them this isn't my problem. They're like, oh, sure, I'm having this great experience with them, just like always. Then he goes, that will be $60. That does not fly at all. See, this repair, I've looked at the screen, it's basically, they just pop out the screen, put some adhesive on it, and pop it back in. The repair total cost should only be about like 20 cents to them. They say $60, and I'm basically having a fight with this guy, saying all the stuff, and then he's like, we've given you multiple one-time exceptions before. I was like what? I was like, well, like the wrist straps. I was like, the Wii wrist straps? He's like, yes, we sent you 8. Why would I need 8 wrist straps for a system that only supports 4 players? Answer me that. And he's like, well, that doesn't matter, we sent you 8. I'm like, whatever. So then I'm arguing with this guy, and he's like, I basically asked to talk to a supervisor. He refused to let me talk to a supervisor, which I don't even think you're allowed to do. But then he says, can I talk to the supervisor for you? What?
Let me tell my supervisor that you said I'm doing a great job, so I can get a bonus.
Exactly. So, and I know Nintendo's tech support lines very well. I've called them various times. Whenever you're put on hold, they put hold music on.
Uh-huh.
He's like, let me put you on hold. No hold music. He muted me. And waited about 10, 15 minutes. And then he comes back, he's like, you still there? I was like, oh yeah, I am. So then he's arguing, he's like, oh, well, my supervisor agrees, so it'll be $60. But I'm authorized to give you a $25 discount. So that would bring it to him like $35. So like, no, $60. It's like, what? And I was like, you said it was 60 before. It's like, no, I said it was 85 before. What the fuck?
Now, at that point, I would have been, like, messing with him, because I think he was messing with you. Either that, or is he...
He's an asshole.
Incredibly stupid.
I know. He's like, well, we're only giving you that because you're under warranty. Meanwhile, I look at the box, and I get a message inside it that says, this is not a Nintendo DS. We don't know what it is. We can't repair it. Therefore, the warranty's void. And on this note underneath that, it says, the warranty has been extended for 1 year. So I don't know what that is supposed to mean. But, yeah,
that's a very unfortunate predicament with Nintendo. That's it's the very dark, evil sides of Nintendo.
Exactly. So now,
I think when you go to call any customer service, this happened with Verizon and their customer service when I was trying to get my computer all set up. It sucks. Those assholes don't know what the hell they're talking about. I found out more information by just going to my friend's house and looking online for tips than their customer service. I was like, wow, I could apply for this job and know more than them. So it's hard to rate a company by their customer service because usually they pay minimum wage, and it's any hack they can find off the street.
Nintendo has to hire all these new workers because of the ridiculous success of the Wii. I mean, did you guys talk about how Wii Sports was the #1 selling game of all time now?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And Wii Play made it up on that list too?
Yep. It's a shame.
I mean, I was surprised Duck Hunt was on the list. That was a bit random, but that's probably because of the bundle that came with the NES too, so...
Yeah, exactly. There you go with Nintendo's bundling.
Was Tetris on that list?
What?
Was Tetris on that list?
I'm not sure.
Because that was bundled with the original Game Boy.
It might be.
It might be up there. Pokemon Red and Blue, that deserved to be up there. But Gold and Silver was up there, I think. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
so let's move on, because that was a pretty long rant. We'll go on to some news.
Well, they deserved a long rant.
That's fine. I gave you your time. I wanted you to do your thing.
I'm calling them back soon, though, about that whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to record that call. So
I'll definitely post on my forums when you put that up, a link to that video. It should be pretty funny.
I think I just should have slipped in, hey, I've been a member of your press site for 2 years. Or something.
I remember watching that video, and you said that you slipped in that you made a WTF video.
Yeah, I said to the guy, oh yeah, by the way, there's a video called...
I did a total facepalm, and I was like, you idiot, that is not going to make them, want to help you. Right there, I would have just, hung up the phone and be like, oh, well, you know what? Fuck you too. Click.
No, I was pissed at the guy, so I was like, oh yeah, I made a video of me taking out the box. You can look it up. It's called What the Fuck is Wrong with Nintendo? That was great on my part, I think.
So, on that note, Ace Attorney is confirmed for U.S. release sometime this winter.
Oh, God.
Ace Attorney is a series that originates from Phoenix Wright. If you're familiar with that game, it's the...
Oh, my God. There's this kid...
Objection game.
No, there's this kid on my podcast, Steven Kasky.
Mm-hmm.
He is becoming a lawyer because of that game.
That's awesome.
I know. He went absolutely... That's the only time he ever posts on our newsfeed. Zelda and Phoenix Wright. That is it. He never posts ever. I managed to squeeze one review out of him once in the 3 years he's been helping.
That's great.
Oh,
well, he's got a new game to review this winter, Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll make more conversions from regular gamers into attorneys.
So that way we can sue Nintendo for customer support.
Yeah. It's said to have some new gameplay. It's trying to emphasize more about being a detective and finding clues to your crime and actual evidence. So there's going to be more than just yelling out "objection" into your DS mic. And I'm sure
you had to do that.
Yeah.
That's great. Did it actually know you were saying objection, or could you basically just shout anything into the mic?
I'm not sure. I might be feeding you misinformation there.
Because with the have you ever seen the Angry Video Game Nerd episode?
Yeah.
When he had the helmet, I forget what game it was, but there was it was an NES accessory, and there was a helmet, and there was a mic, and then he had to yell fire to make your plane fire, and he was just yelling random things like fire, flies, fuck, 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 and it was working.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, so next piece of news, Red Steel 2 is coming.
Oh my God.
I'm sure we're going to see some of that at E3.
Oh my God.
I can tell you're not happy about
this. Red Steel. I went crazy looking for that game before the launch, because that was one of the few games that was released before the actual Wii was on November 16th, 2006. Yes, I remember the date. Don't make fun of me. But, so, running around to the store. I run to the store, and then they're like, I run all the way across to GameStop, because I live pretty close, so I didn't have a car at this point, so I ran there. And then there's like, do you have any copies left? And I was like, one. I was like, I don't have enough money. I ran all the way back home. I ran all the way back. Oh, we just sold it. Crap. I ran all the way there. I was in the, then I happened to be, this was the biggest tease for me ever, because I was still a huge Nintendo fanboy at this point. I was at the worldwide launch of the Nintendo Wii.
That's awesome.
No. I said it was a tease. Not for the purpose of being there. I was at the performance of Lion King across the street. During the whole presentation. Then they let me out for intermission. I look out the window, huge sign covering the whole building. Wii! I'm like, no, it's so close! And I can barely make out Reggie through the window holding up a Wii, and I'm like, no! It was horrible.
Crazy.
That line was ridiculous. It absolutely. We were going to stop by anyway, and my parents were like, "Oh, how do we get to Nintendo? How do we get to Toys R Us?" Because that's where the launch was. And I was like, "I'm guessing we follow this giant line." And we look, and there's a line going down the street. We were way the hell away from Toys R Us, and we were still outside the train station. There was a line still. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, what were we just talking about? Right, Red Steel. Red Steel 2. So not much is known about this game right now. We can only hope that the shooting peripheral is much better.
God.
The overall gameplay, hopefully better. I doubt that it's using Wii Motion Plus.
Highly doubt it. I mean, there's really no point. It's just IR. You don't really need much more than that, right?
Well, I was hoping that maybe they would have one-to-one fighting with the sword. That would be
that
really cool.
might make sense, but even so, I think that was a game that it was a disappointing game in general, but if that game was on any other system, I would have put it down a lot sooner, just because of the fact that it was motion sensitivity. And I was playing this...
and now that Red Steel 2 is coming, the idea is that, alright, the first game kind of sucked, so let's improve upon this idea and maybe make it worth something. That's what I hope they're doing.
That game wasn't Red Steel 2 announced a really long time ago, and now they just keep saying over and over, it's confirmed, it's confirmed, it's confirmed, or something?
Well, no, I think we all knew that it was coming, but it was officially confirmed in Nintendo Power.
Nintendo Power. I unsubscribed to them last month or so.
Yeah, I don't have Nintendo Power either.
I mean, there's no point to it
highlights.
Anymore. No point to it anymore, because by the time I get Nintendo Power, the news they break in there is 2 months old.
Yep.
So, hold on. Wait, I'm actually looking up on my own newsfeed about... I just searched Red Steel 2. I'm trying to find out when they... whatchamacallit. First announced Red Steel 2. Did I type Red Steel 2? Give me a second. Keep talking.
Okay, so figure that out. Let me talk about the next game. South Peak's Sled Shred is going to bring downhill sledding to the Wii. Are you familiar with game Cool Runnings? Or not the game, but the video, the movie Cool Runnings?
Yes, I am. The Jamaican bobsled team.
Yep, so this is a game based about the Jamaican bobsled team, and the idea is that you have your own dog sledding team, and it's on the Wii. Pretty sure you get to use your balance board, and the idea is to become the best so you can join the Jamaican bobsledding team. So,
I think I heard about that, actually.
Oh, really?
I think I heard something about that game. I actually know something.
So, you can expect that probably around holiday season. Guessing the end quarter of this year.
Yeah, let's see. Wow, I made a post about Red Steel 2 in, January of 2007.
Really?
Yeah. That's something.
Well, anyway, that's it for the news. Not too much news this week. So, let's move on to listener mail.
Fun!
Yep, first up we have a comment on our last episode. It says, cool podcast, good episode. By the way, Nintendo of America owns the Mariners, not Miyamoto. So, this is just
Did I miss something?
Error. Ryan said that Miyamoto owns the Mariners, but really it's Nintendo of America. Doesn't matter. Nintendo owns the Mariners, so...
Miyamoto owns Nintendo, which in turn owns the Mariners.
Yeah, exactly,
So by the transitive property of association, Miyamoto owns the Mariners.
Exactly. So we're not really wrong, but...
You're not really wrong, just kind of. And
yeah.
Whoa, I like this next one.
This next comment is, you spelled cornflake wrong. Alright. I take the blame for this one. I was posting our TSA bloopers trailer, whatever it was, and I was doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, why won't you load on YouTube? It was going so slow. And then I figured out I had to change the format for some reason, so I did that. I re-edited the video, and then I posted it. But in my tiredness, I didn't realize that I spelled cornflakes wrong. I forgot the K, so it says cornflakes.
Cornflakes, coming soon. No, but I actually had a similar incident happen to me, except it was worse. I actually have a clip of it, not on me though, otherwise I would have played it. But I was in the same episode as the PSP incident, and earlier in the show we were I'm trying to remember what, it was the best games thing. It was best GameCube game, but I think it was it was best GameCube game, but there were practically no good GameCube games that year. Or wait, actually that was the year the GameCube was dying out, so only about 3 games came out for GameCube that year. And the nominees for that category were, I think it was Ratatouille, Super Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Shrek Crash and Bash Racing. And I was like, oh my god, Ratatouille, because basically we were doing the voting live. So I was like, Ratatouille, there's no way I can spell this right. So I'm typing, and I put out all the things, I'm saying over and over, oh my god, I can't spell this right, I can't spell this right. And then I post the thing, And then all of a sudden, the comments come up, and I see all of them say, "You spelt mutant wrong." Muntant. I wrote muntant.
Muntant.
But I got Ratatouille right.
That figures.
Which is French. Go figure.
That's weird. Well, then obviously you're of French origins.
Not really at all. Not in the slightest.
That's what you think.
I hate French people. No, sorry.
Oh!
Don't kill me!
Oh! You just lost your French audience. That's GamersCast podcast.
No,
All you
shut
French listeners. So, all the French people come over to Nintendo Radio. We love you.
No,
I don't know why we had this guy on. He's French people. Forget him.
No, French people are awesome. They are from Ubisoft, who made Red Steel, which I had more fun with than... screw it.
Okay, so French hate...
No, that's bad, because I think the French people are the fourth most listening audience to that podcast.
Oh, good, you just lost that
I
audience.
lost, like, a few thousand listeners right there. I just dropped a lot.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad that we could sort of de-promote you.
Yeah.
So, our next comment is the Commodore 64 was one of the most purchased systems or computers of its time. This was a comment that we got because Ryan was saying that he finally met somebody. What,
I got 9 minutes of recording time left before the hard drive's full. Keep going.
Alright, so
I just gotta clear stuff like mad.
Yes, so Ryan said that he finally met somebody who has a Commodore 64 because...
That's back when the floppy disks were actually floppy.
Exactly. And I didn't have a Commodore 64, so we kept saying that probably nobody has it. But this guy disagrees and says that it's one of the most purchased systems.
Oh, we're good. 3 hours, 25 minutes. We're good.
Okay, so he says that it's one of the most purchased systems.
It is the most purchased.
Alright, well, that's confirmation. Commodore 64 is a lot more popular than me and
People
Ryan.
still use them today. I'm not even lying. A lot of people still use them. Hell, one of our hosts for GamersCast still plays his Virtual Boy.
Huh.
So that's his profile pic on Facebook. He has a Virtual Boy and he has it duct taped around his head.
Does it still work?
Yes, surprisingly. 256 shades of red.
Ow.
Yeah, really. He said he started seeing dots after a while.
Yeah, I imagine so. So, that's it for listener mail. But now moving on to a
But the question is, will we be getting Commodore 128 games soon?
Maybe.
I doubt it. That thing died so fast.
Yeah, so this is a segment that you're probably not familiar with. This is called Crazy Listener Mail.
Oh, no. We have plenty of crazy listeners. Don't you worry. We scared them off, though.
Our listeners are crazy, don't get me wrong, and sometimes their listener mail is crazy. So what we did was we made a separate section in the forums just for crazy listener mail.
No, then you get mail on purpose.
No, we challenge our listeners to ask us a crazy question that has nothing to do with video games or Nintendo, and then we answer it in a crazy fashion.
No, but for our podcast, we legitimately get stupid people.
Oh yeah, we get stupid people.
No. We had a person telling us, can you please call up Miyamoto on your cell phone and ask him to release Twilight Princess on the Virtual Console.
Wow.
Yes, we're going to release a 4 gigabyte game for download. No, wait, it wasn't 4. 1.5 gigabyte game for download and emulate it on a console it's native to without even enough free space on the console itself to do the whole download, even if everything else was cleared, including the system memory.
Wow. Yeah, that's funny. That reminds me, I recently, actually just today, got a YouTube message that said it was a response to my Deoxys for Brawl campaign, which was like so long ago. I stopped doing that, but I still get comments on it. And he said, can you contact Nintendo and tell them, like, when are you putting out Super Smash Brothers 4? And I was like, does this kid think I have, like, some kind of power to talk to Nintendo?
That happens. Everyone just assumes that we're best buddies with Nintendo and shit and all that stuff.
Exactly. Just
because we have a podcast, you make it sound official, Like, your podcast is called The Nintendo Podcast. Therefore, people think that you are Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, alright, I'll take that responsibility. And I'm going to tell you guys that Super Smash Bros. 4 is coming 2050. 2050. Alright, so
I love it.
Make sure that you guys exercise and eat right so you can stay alive that long.
With Wii Fit. You must use Wii Fit.
Yeah, you gotta use Wii Fit.
Oh my god. No, we have so many crazy people who think we're best buddies with Nintendo. It's crazy. Oh my god.
Okay, so to our crazy listener question, I already selected it, and listen carefully because this is a weird one. Okay, so here's the scenario. You're walking down the street.
Alright, same so far.
You're walking down the street when Ahmed, the dead terrorist, Barney, the Joker, and Tarzan fall from the sky, surround you, and start talking crap about you. There are no weapons on you or within reach. The street is empty and nobody's around.
Build a bottle cap mine.
Oh, we're not done yet. Suddenly, King DDD falls from the sky, lands in front of you, and does his big gay dance.
You just lost your gay audience. Where do you go?
Apparently drunk and high. What do you do? Hey, I wasn't alienating them. This is the question. So, what do you do? Matt, would you like to tell us what do you do?
Well, number one, it's really ultimately depends. When you say Ahmed the dead terrorist, are you talking about the actual man or the puppet?
I'm thinking he's talking about the puppet.
Because if it's a puppet, it's a lot less intimidating. Whereas if it's a man, you can have a lot more fun in killing him. You see, there's
he's dead already. You can't kill him.
No, because if he's alive and he's dead, then therefore it makes him undead, or he's a re-dead, in which case you can knock him out for a while and he'll fall on the ground, and then you just have to play the Sun Song, and then he'll be gone.
True.
Then, let's see, the Sun Song should already take care of the Joker. Barney, you just step on his tail and his head will fly off. That happened at my 3rd birthday party. It was great. Somebody came out to get a slice of pizza, and we had a Barney guy there. Someone stepped on his tail, the head flew off, all the kids screamed, and we submitted to America's Funniest Home Videos. But let's see here. Tarzan, that's a bit more challenging. Let's see, Tarzan. I'm going to have to go with a bottle cap mine. Because there's no weapons within reach, but who says there aren't supplies to build weapons within reach?
True. How about King DDD?
Let's see. Big gay dance. Let's see here. If it's a gay dance, we're assuming that he's still a guy. So I'd kick him in the balls and run. And and then throw some Waddle Dees at him. Just to taunt him.
That's great. You're going to take his Waddle Dees and then throw them at him. Okay, what would I do in this situation? Let me see. Well, what I would do is I would run down an alleyway, and I would run up the walls, jump onto the top of a building, and then secretly push a switch, which detonates the building, causing the building to fall forward on the crowd of...
And this is why you're on the building?
What?
You just said you scaled the building just to blow it up. So therefore, you commit suicide in order to kill the rest of these guys. No, wait. Oh, that's right. You must be Crank or something, where you can fall out of a helicopter and still live.
Exactly.
It makes perfect sense.
I have superpowers.
Or just
so as the building's falling, I'm going to make a jump for it, so I never hit the ground, and I...
You never hit the ground!
I never hit the ground. I jump, and I grab onto a window, and then I climb in, and, for this purpose of the story, we'll say that this is my house.
Your house is that?
Yeah, and then I just, look as my terrible building falls upon these assholes who were making fun of me or talking crap about me or whatever they were doing. So, that's what I would do. Knock them out all at once.
So they just come, they fall from the sky just to say, you suck. I love it.
Yep. Alright guys, so that about wraps it up for this episode of Nintendo Radio.
Nintendo Radio, and oh my god, my dad has the camera. Dad, it's ending, please, leave me in peace.
So, I am Diogen Z.
I'm Matt Goldsman from GamersCast Podcast.com.
And we are Nintendo Radio, and we are out.
Oh yeah, also, one more last thing. Can I say one more thing? One more thing?
Sure.
One more thing. Gen Z will be on episode 33 of my podcast.
Sweet. So look forward to that in the near future.
Yeah, we're
right,
probably going
guys.
to be recording in the next week. Well, we will be talking about whether Resident Evil is racist.
And at that, we'll leave it at.
Yeah, so, I'm Matt Goldsman.
Once again, Gen Z, we are Nintendo Radio, and we are out.
I should stop recording now, shouldn't I? Good? That was a pretty good episode.
Yeah, that'll be fun to edit.
Hold on, I'll save it right now. Oh, wait. The camera's still going. Oh, wait, hold on. What do you want the bit rate to be? Of the...
64.
Guys, this is bonus content. What happens immediately afterwards?
Yes. The editing process.
Alright, what do you want the bit rate?
64.
64? Damn!
Why?
I go 96 all the time.
Alright, I'll try 96 just to see if there's any difference in quality.
See, 64 is more like FM quality, 96 is beyond CD quality. It's starting to get digital, but not quite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Alright, lame 3.98 encoder.
What?
Alright, we'll just go with that. Let's see here, okay. Export as MP3. Save. Let's see here. Alright, Nintendo 83 it was?
Yep.
83. Title. Nintendo Radio. 83. Do you give your episodes titles, or...
Yeah, I'll do that on the site.
You don't want it in the metadata?
Alright, episode 83. What was it saying? Hi, we're customer service. How may we not help you?
How about we would not like to play?
Alright, fine.
Just because yours was a bit wordy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was too wordy. For metadata purposes, let's keep it short.
Artist, Nintendo Radio. Album, Nintendo Radio. Genre, let's go Christian gangster rap. Let's see here. You know what's funny? These aren't genres you type in. That's actually a choice. Christian gangster rap.
Wow.
And they spelled gangsta, Gangsta. Year 2009, track number 83. And time remaining, 16 minutes, 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 20 minutes, 16 minutes, 14 minutes, 16 minutes, 14 minutes, 16 minutes, 14 minutes, 16 minutes, 14 minutes.
Oh my god.
Is it 16 or 14? I can't choose! No, it's 15, 16, 15, 16, 15, 16, 15, 16, 16.
Okay, you don't have to keep doing that.
1. 16. Alright. So, do you think your little friend Ryan will be satisfied with this episode?
I'll have to let him hear and he'll decide. Also, I'll tell you what my listeners think of you.
I hope they like me.
I don't know. The French people.
The French people, of course. So it always comes down to the French people.
Yep.
Alright, it pretty much... Alright, it seems like it's just settling in on 15 minutes of saving, so that should be fun. Alright, I'm going to stop the recording now. Alright, GamersCastPodcast.com, NintendoRadio.com. We'll catch you next time.